Welcome to Everyday English Practice channel. I would be happy if you subscribe to our channel. In this video, why you should speak English every day, we will talk about the topic. Let's start it. Learning a new language can be one of the most rewarding experiences in life. English, being one of the most widely spoken languages in the world, offers countless opportunities for personal growth, professional advancement, and cultural enrichment. However, many language learners find it challenging to make significant progress despite studying for hours. One of the most effective ways to overcome this obstacle and truly master English is by speaking it every day. In this article, we will explore the many reasons why speaking English daily is crucial for language learning, and how it helps improve fluency, confidence, and communication skills. Speaking every day helps you make progress. When it comes to learning a language, the old saying, "Practice makes perfect," couldn't be more accurate. No matter how much time you spend reading textbooks, listening to podcasts, or watching movies in English, the only way to truly improve is by speaking the language. Speaking provides you with the opportunity to apply what you've learned in real-world situations, which accelerates the learning process. You could memorize a list of vocabulary words, but unless you use them in actual conversations, they won't stick in your memory. By speaking every day, you engage with the language in a more practical and meaningful way. This repeated practice helps reinforce vocabulary, grammar rules, and sentence structures, making them easier to recall when you need them. Imagine you're learning to play the piano. You can read about music theory and watch tutorials on YouTube, but until you sit down and play the piano every day, you won't see significant improvement. Similarly, when you speak English every day, you give yourself the chance to practice pronunciation, sentence formation, and grammar, all of which are key to becoming fluent. The more you speak, the more automatic the process becomes. You start to think in English and speak with greater ease, making the language feel more natural. Over time, this constant practice will help you gain control over the language, allowing you to express yourself more freely and confidently. Building confidence through consistent practice. One of the biggest obstacles language learners face is fear of making mistakes. It's natural to feel self-conscious about speaking a foreign language, especially when you're not sure if you'll be understood. However, the truth is that making mistakes is a normal and essential part of learning. No one becomes fluent in a language without making errors along the way. In fact, the more mistakes you make, the faster you learn. When you speak English every day, you slowly build the confidence needed to communicate in any situation. At first, you may hesitate to speak because you're afraid of getting words wrong or mispronouncing a phrase. But as you practice more, you begin to realize that people are more focused on understanding the message you're trying to convey than on your pronunciation or grammar. The key is to keep practicing, even when you make mistakes. Each conversation, no matter how small, contributes to your growth as a language learner. With time, you will become more comfortable and less afraid to speak, and this will significantly boost your self-esteem. In addition, speaking regularly allows you to receive constructive feedback from others. If you're speaking with a native English speaker or someone who is more advanced than you, they can correct your mistakes in real time. This feedback is incredibly valuable because it helps you understand where you went wrong and how to improve. Rather than being discouraged by corrections, you should see them as opportunities to learn. The more feedback you receive, the faster you'll improve, and the more confident you'll become in your abilities. Expanding your vocabulary and improving your language skills. One of the most significant benefits of speaking English every day is that it helps you expand your vocabulary. You might learn new words from textbooks or videos, but it's when you speak that you truly start using them in context. Speaking English forces you to actively recall the words and phrases you've learned, which strengthens your memory and understanding. The more you use new vocabulary in real-life conversations, the more likely you are to remember it and use it correctly in the future. Moreover, speaking allows you to discover new words that might not be in your textbook or study materials. In everyday conversations, you'll be exposed to a variety of words and expressions that are commonly used in real-world situations. For example, you might hear idioms, slang, or phrasal verbs that aren't often taught in traditional language courses. These are essential elements of natural, everyday English, and incorporating them into your speech will make you sound more like a native speaker. Another key advantage of speaking every day is that it helps you refine your sentence structure. When you speak, you're not just focusing on individual words, but also on how to put those words together in grammatically correct sentences. Over time, you will become more proficient at forming complex sentences and using different tenses and structures accurately. You'll start to notice patterns in the language and develop an intuitive sense of what sounds right and what doesn't. This is something that can't be easily achieved by only reading or listening. You need to actively use the language to internalize these structures. Thinking in English. The path to fluency. A significant milestone in language learning is when you start thinking in the target language. At first, it's natural to translate from your native language into English before speaking. However, as you continue practicing, you will begin to think in English without the need for translation. This shift is a key indicator of fluency. Speaking English every day accelerates this process. The more you speak, the more your brain becomes accustomed to processing information in English. As you interact with others and respond in English, your thoughts will naturally start forming in the language. This makes your speech quicker, smoother, and more natural. You won't have to pause and think about how to say something or search for the right word. Instead, your brain will automatically know how to express what you want to say. Thinking in English also helps you understand the language on a deeper level. You will start to recognize subtle nuances, such as the meaning of a word in different contexts, or how certain expressions convey emotions. When you think in English, you're not just learning the language, you're also developing a deeper understanding of its culture and the way native speakers use it in everyday life. Connecting with people and building relationships. One of the most rewarding aspects of learning a language is the ability to connect with others. English, as a global language, is spoken by millions of people across the world. Whether you're traveling, working, or socializing online, speaking English allows you to communicate with people from various backgrounds and cultures. Imagine being able to travel to any country and be able to converse with locals in English. You'll be able to ask for directions, make friends, and share experiences with people you would never have met otherwise. Additionally, speaking English opens up opportunities to connect with other learners and native speakers, allowing you to build relationships that can lead to exciting personal and professional opportunities. Whether it's networking, making friends, or finding mentors, speaking English allows you to tap into a global community. In today's digital age, the ability to speak English is more important than ever. Online platforms and social media have made the world a smaller place, enabling people to connect with others across continents. Whether you're collaborating with colleagues from different countries or joining online communities with shared interests, Speaking English enables you to participate fully in these interactions. The more you speak, the more you can engage with people around the world, creating valuable connections that can enrich your life. Learning pronunciation and understanding accents. English is a language with many accents and variations, and speaking every day helps you get used to these differences. Whether it's British, American, Australian, or other regional accents, speaking regularly allows you to expose yourself to different ways of pronouncing words. This exposure helps you become more adaptable when listening to English speakers from various parts of the world. In the beginning, it may be challenging to understand certain accents, especially if you're not used to hearing them. However, the more you speak and listen to English, the easier it becomes to understand different pronunciations. Over time, you'll develop a more flexible ear, which will make it easier to follow conversations, watch movies or TV shows, and understand people from different countries. In addition to listening to various accents, speaking English regularly will help you improve your own pronunciation. The more you speak, the better you will become at producing the correct sounds, intonations, and rhythm of the language. This is essential if you want to be easily understood by native speakers. When you practice speaking, you're not just working on vocabulary and grammar, but also on the way you say the words. As a result, your speech will become clearer and more natural, making it easier for others to understand you. Learning from mistakes and staying motivated. One of the most important lessons in language learning is that mistakes are not something to be afraid of, they're opportunities to learn. When you speak English every day, you'll inevitably make mistakes. You might use the wrong verb tense, mispronounce a word, or forget a word entirely. However, these mistakes are not failures, they are part of the learning process. The more mistakes you make, the more you learn, and the faster you improve. In fact, it's often through mistakes that you remember the most important lessons. When you make a mistake and get corrected, your brain takes note of it, and you're less likely to make the same mistake again. This process of trial and error is essential for language learning. Each time you speak and make a mistake, you get closer to mastering the language. So, embrace your mistakes and see them as valuable learning experiences. Staying motivated can be difficult, especially when progress seems slow. But when you speak English every day, you can see small improvements in real time. These improvements, whether it's understanding a new phrase, pronouncing a word better, or having a longer conversation with someone, keep you motivated to continue learning. The more you speak, the more confident and capable you feel, which fuels your desire to keep going. The key is consistency. Even if you only speak for a few minutes each day, that regular practice will lead to significant progress over time, making English a natural part of your life. Finally, speaking English every day makes the language a natural part of your daily life. It stops feeling like something you have to study or memorize.
Subscribe.